John ran his hand along the wall, searching for the source of the draft. He had felt it earlier, a cold breeze that seemed out of place. It was a cold, unwelcome sensation in his otherwise cozy apartment. The draft seemed to come from nowhere, disrupting the warmth he had grown accustomed to. He had lived there for a year and never felt it before. The wall felt rough, almost as if it was hiding something beneath its surface. He scratched at it with his fingernail. He found a crack, a small but significant flaw in the wall's facade. It was almost invisible, hidden well in the aging paint. The crack seemed to blend in, a secret waiting to be discovered. John peeled back a strip of paint, revealing a thin line of darkness beneath. The darkness hinted at something more, something hidden. Curiosity got the better of him. He couldn't ignore the mystery that lay behind the wall. He pushed against the wall, expecting resistance. To his surprise, the wall gave way. Instead, a section of the wall swung inward, revealing a hidden passage. A musty smell hit him, a scent of age and neglect. It was a hidden door, concealed behind layers of paint and plaster. He peered inside, his heart pounding in his chest. What could be hidden in such a place? The room was dark, swallowed by shadows. It seemed to beckon him, inviting him to uncover its secrets. John hesitated, a chill running down his spine. The unknown always brought a sense of fear. He flipped the light switch. Nothing. The darkness remained unbroken. He took a deep breath and stepped inside, ready to face whatever lay beyond the hidden door. The air in John's apartment had grown colder lately. He couldn't quite pinpoint when it started, but the chill was undeniable. He noticed it mostly at night. The cold seemed to seep into his bones, making it hard to sleep. A chill seemed to emanate from the wall in his living room. It was as if the wall itself was breathing out cold air. It was subtle, easy to dismiss. John often found himself shaking his head, trying to ignore the odd sensation. But then the scratching sounds started. They were faint at first, almost imperceptible. They were faint like claws on hardwood. The sound sent shivers down his spine. They always seemed to come from behind the wall. John pressed his ear against it, trying to catch the source. It kept him up at night. The persistent noise gnawed at his nerves, making sleep impossible. John checked the walls, the floors, everything. He found nothing. No signs of pests or structural damage. He tried to reason with himself. Maybe it was just the old building settling, he thought. It's just the pipes, he muttered. But the explanation felt hollow. But deep down, a seed of unease had been planted. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. One evening, John noticed something else, a new element to the mystery. It was a faint breeze, a whisper of air against his skin. It seemed to come from nowhere. It seemed to be coming from the same area as the draft. The wall that had always felt cold. He ran his hand over the wall, feeling for any irregularities. His fingers traced the surface carefully. That's when he noticed it. A slight unevenness in the texture. It was subtle but unmistakable. It was as if a section of the wall had been disturbed. John felt a chill run down his spine as he pressed against the suspicious area. The room was an exact replica of his own apartment, down to the smallest detail. It was uncanny, almost as if he had stepped into a parallel universe. Furniture, paintings, even the chipped coffee mug on the kitchen counter. Every single item was in its place, just like in his own home. But everything was reversed. The layout was a mirror image, a perfect but unsettling reflection. John's blood ran cold. He couldn't explain it. The sheer impossibility of it all made his heart race. It was as if someone had painstakingly recreated his life, flipped it, and hidden it behind his wall. The attention to detail was both impressive and terrifying. He moved slowly, his footsteps echoing in the unsettling silence. Each step felt like a journey into the unknown. He ran his hand over the back of the sofa, his fingers tracing the familiar outline. The texture was exactly the same. It was real. It was all real. The room, the objects, everything. John walked further into the room, his gaze sweeping across the space. He felt a mix of curiosity and dread. And that's when he saw him. A figure sitting on the couch. A figure sat on the couch, his back to John. The air grew thick with tension. He was wearing John's clothes, the same shirt, the same jeans. The figure turned, his face shrouded in shadow. John felt a chill run down his spine. The figure leaned forward, stepping into the light. It was John, his face, his clothes, everything. The other John smiled. It wasn't a friendly smile, it was cold, predatory. John felt a shiver run down his spine. He tried to speak, but no words came out. He was paralyzed with fear. The other John stood up and walked toward him. He moved with a confidence that John didn't possess. "Hello, John," the other John said, his voice a distorted echo of John's own. John stumbled back, his mind racing. Who was this? What was happening? The other John continued to smile, his eyes cold and calculating. He took another step closer, reaching out a hand. "It's time for us to become one," he said.